What up, intranet?
What up, Jayla fans? Hey, friends.
What up, everybody? All right, today's question. Babe, Jay, this is a good one for you, too. I'm curious what your insight is going to be. What do you think is the biggest mistake we made blending our families?
Blending our family. Nobody likes the family anymore.
Let's not get into all of that stuff. Hold on. What do you think is the biggest mistake we made blending our family?
I think assuming that because we had good children, parenting would have been easy.
Yeah.
I think that was a really, we were sadly mistaken with that. And I was mistaken thinking that because, I mean, not trying to be like cocky or anything like that, but growing up, a lot of kids liked me. I was always like the out there. Kids like, I don't know, liked me. And in the beginning, it wasn't that the kids didn't like me, but they rejected the idea of us. So, I mean, they were like, not saying awful things, but like some of the things that they said kind of like hurt my feelings.
They hurt your feelings?
Yeah, I think, and then of course it hurt Jayla's feelings that I would see my daughter hear things that the girls might have said that hurt her feelings.
I think we underestimated the complexities of blending the family together.
I did too.
While at the same time, I think we overestimated how necessary it was for things to blend perfectly. I think the one thing we've learned over time is that there is no perfect blend. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. There's always going to be difficulties. And it's not even just going to be between, like, the difficulties we have, regular families that are not blended have as well. Our kids are experiencing the same things, except they think it's because we're blended. It's not. You know, kids don't like their parents sometimes. That's just how it goes, whether they're your natural born parents or not.
Yeah, but I also think seeing the children hurt each other was like I would hurt when they would be like, well, Jayla's not my sister, you know, and like kind of, you know.
That happens in regular families too. Not the exact same language, but I remember getting angry at my brother and telling my mother, like, that's not my brother. And it being painful.
No, that was like stupid because that's not.
No, it wasn't, because I always felt like that's not my brother. Like, I don't even know where he came from. Like, if he wasn't my brother, we wouldn't even be friends. And over time, you go in and out of stages like that. I know where there are times when my brother didn't like me. I know there were times where you didn't like your sister.
No, that's true. But like, I think maybe, I mean, I don't know how many families did it, but Jayla's not my biological daughter. So her and my place in a blended family was kind of weird. And I think that I didn't realize what that would be like. Like, I wasn't a biological mother.
What do you think, Jayla?
So coming to that was hard. And Jayla not being a biological child to me and trying to feel part of the family and learning that you are part of the family, it's just not by blood. Like, not. Was
that hard, Jay? Like, feeling like because she wasn't, did you ever feel that way because she's not your biological mother, you weren't really part of the family?
Not with my mother per se, because like she's always been my mother. Like, there was like no other option. I guess there was other options, but like, she was my mother. But in the house with the girls, I felt some type of way sometimes.
Like what?
But I just got over it. Like, them not being my sisters. And then at first they would, like, I don't know, their sisters' tendencies. Like,
it was two against one.
Was always big sister, and Sydney was always, oh my god, I love Ayana. I always want to be around her.
Yeah.
Like, still to this day, I don't see like me and Sydney connect that much.
Well, let me tell you something I know about Sydney, that Sydney and Ayana, and I've had this conversation with them too as well, and me and your mom have had this conversation. They spend more time together than they do with anybody, including their mother, including me, in fact, the only thing that's been consistent since birth for Sydney has been that Ayana is there every day.
I think also,
no matter what. And so when they leave here and they go there, and if Sydney's dealing with an issue with her mother over there, or she's dealing with an issue here, the only consistency she has is Ayana. And I think that creates an issue not just for you, but for everybody else, right? Because I think it creates a separation for Sydney. Everything else in Sydney's life is a choice, right?
Well, I think that, let's throw a monkey wrench on it. She also has autism. And so I had no clue how to do that. I had to deal with someone with autism. I'm learning as I go. Jayla had no idea how to deal with that. On top of the fact that you have your very unique way of raising children. You have a very strong opinion on how you raise kids. There is no, until now, where like the box is getting punched, the cardboard box is getting punched and out of shape. There was no outside of the box for you in that space. There was, your rules were yes and no in black and white, and I wasn't that way with Jayla. That whole parenting structure, on top of the fact, and it was necessary, but I think that also made it difficult. I had no idea how to deal with Sydney.
Maybe the thing we did wrong then, in retrospect, as it looked like, maybe we didn't discuss enough what the parenting dynamic was going to be, considering that we just thought that we're both good parents, so this should work out. And maybe the mistake we made was we never realized that you can both be good parents and parent completely different, and sometimes that doesn't go together.
And doesn't work for every child too. Each child is individual.
It's different. I know when we first started talking and I started with Jayla, one of the first difficulties was like what my relationship was gonna be with Jayla. Like, I'm dad and I step in and I do all the stuff dad does, and that's how it was initially, almost by force, and it's kind of like not like that now, right? Like, you make the decisions for Jay. I'm just,
I think we learned that too.
I kind of throw in my 2 cents here and there, but ultimately, when it comes to the girls, I have final say and you have your opinion, be it ever so influential, and vice versa. You make the final decision for Jay and I have an opinion, be it ever so influential. You know what I mean?
I think you have to agree those things up front so that there are no crosswires.
That's probably a big mistake.
On top of the fact that children would have issues and we would have issues with each other, we would fight behind closed doors, like very nasty, bad arguments. Jayla didn't realize that. We're like, you're always taking his side. Blah, 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 blah.
Nasty arguments. So maybe that's the one thing. That's the advice that we would give. The one biggest mistake we made was
you can't blend the families
discuss
without
blending our rules and regulations and what the guidelines are going to be. We kind of just let it happen naturally and just figured it out as it went. What do you think, Jay? How are things now? You think it's
she don't care?
difficult?
She 18.
I'm leaving.
She 18.
Where are you going?
To college.
Are you coming?
P bound.
Are you coming back?
Years. Woo. No.
You're not coming back.
Okay, maybe like when I first get my apartment or something.
We got it all on video now. Tomorrow the room becomes an office.
No, wait. I said I don't leave tomorrow.
What?
I leave in 2 days.
Nah, you leave it tomorrow.
Just throw the party.
We're gonna load everything in the truck tonight, and you just gonna be gone.
Right after college, 4 years from now, I'm gonna move into an apartment eventually, but I still need some space. So.
That's good. By then, the garage will be finished.
No, I think my room will still be there.
It will, but it'll be an office.
Come back and we have moved.
Mom, you're always choosing his side.
Honestly, in 4 years, we probably won't even live here anymore.
And this will be my house, right?
You would have to buy it. Anyways,
talk about
Bye.
entitlement. Peace.